Hello, it's the third, and in this video I'm going to be explaining the CodeWars Challenge 6 Caillou All-Star Code Challenge number 15. And reading through this instruction, to summarize it, we're going to be receiving an input which is a string, and we're supposed to iterate through that string and storing the first element to the very last one, and we're going to be doing that up until we get the original string back. We're going to be rotating it, hence the definition. So first, we're going to be setting the variable names. There's only really one we need to use, which is just a list which we're going to be storing each iteration. We could also store the length of the string, like so. And for the main chunk of the algorithm, it's going to be a for loop that iterates over each letter of the string. And what it does is it gets one letter. Let's say if the I was 0, it will get this and it'll move it to the back. That's basically what it does, and it iterates over each one. So when I is 2, 3, 4, and so on, it will look just like this. Now what I have done just here is I've set a new variable, and this variable is only gonna have or store whatever I is up until, so whatever string is up until I. So if I was 2, we'll have whatever the string is up until 2. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, which is hell, H-E-L. And it will, if it was 3 or 4, it would have hell or hello. And it has to be +1 because it is exclusive, whereas the very beginning is inclusive. So start from 0. Now we want to add this to this variable that we have here, the list. And for that, we just use the append function. And we are going to be adding to the string, essentially, whatever the string is, whatever the length of this is of the string, and whatever the length of the string is itself, to the very end of x. It's kind of confusing when I explain it like that, but when I type it out, it should make more sense. Again, because it is exclusive, so we need the +1. Now, what's happening here is we're adding to the list from the very beginning, which is whatever string is the length of x. If x was 2, then we would be printing out 0, 1, 2, which is HEL. So it would be HEL here up until the length of the original string, which is why we do it +1, plus x. So we add that to whatever x is. And just to show you all the variables in play here, and that's the syntax error. Now, as you see, the code does work. I just need to return it. But why does it work? Well, so when I is 0, which is the very beginning, and in Python, the beginning of a string is set to 0. So that's why it's 0 over there. Now, 0 is obviously h, which means that we're beginning with the very first iteration of this. So what's happening is x is 0 up until I, which is 0 in this case, but we do +1, so that it kind of extends, and that's why we get h, because it's exclusive, so we don't get the e part, even though it's 1. And we're adding to the list the in string the length of x. In this case, it's going to be 0. We're adding from 0 to the length of the string itself, +1, so we get the full range, which is 4, or 5 if you count 0 as 1. And we do that, and we add on 2x. X in this case is h. So all this is doing is we're getting this, and we put in h in front of it, basically. And by returning the list, it actually works, and we pass the test. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in more Python tutorials, for just Python in general. I have received on that. Feel free to check it out. And I'm also doing more solutions for CodeWars for all the Cayuse. I have done so far 7 and 8. This is my first 6th one, and I'm going to be doing 5 and 4s and so on as I improve myself. However, that is it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.